So Mabz had a lot to say about my makeup. What were you saying?
No, I was just saying that I could see from afar that you're wearing makeup, and I was like,
Yeah.
is he? Isn't he? What's happening?
Although I know naturally I'm beautiful, so I just needed to
Hectic.
enhance it, just take away that that shine.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah, I'm naturally beautiful,
Oh.
just like you. Or are you not?
No, I'm perfect.
You.
I gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
I'm the rookie and the vet.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the very first episode of the Rook Listen podcast. And today we'll be covering a topic that goes by the State of the Streets address. And I have two very, very, very influential individuals sitting right here next to me. We'll get to the introduction shortly. But I had to get these two guys on here. One, because I don't think I know anybody that knows the streets better than the two of them do. I've been there with them. I've seen them, crawling on the streets, literally. And I must say that I wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, it's such an honor having the two of you guys here with me tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. I appreciate your honor.
No, thank you. I really do appreciate it.
And also,
you guys.
correction, you
Yes.
said I've seen both of them walking on the streets and even crawling the streets.
Yes.
There was only one person, not me. Don't involve me in that mess.
That's a fact. But we'll get to that later. I want to let the people know exactly what we're talking about, right?
Okay.
We have to. I mean, everybody thinks we're talking about Sean Aspeling, but we're gonna get there. Sean who?
Who is that?
Who is that? So without further ado, I'm going to introduce my guests, or rather, my guests over here would like to introduce themselves. And the first guest on the far right, he doesn't need much of an introduction. He's hated by many, loved by very few.
Who hates me?
One of them is right here.
I love that. But without further ado, Sean Aspeling, would you take the floor there? Introduce yourself, sir.
Of course, man. Thanks for having me tonight, guys, and welcome to Rook Listen. Sean Aspeling over here. I guess I'm known as the street king, king of groove. Been in the streets for at least a decade plus. And I mean, it's nice to be on Rook and Listen. The setup is looking nice tonight. So fairly well impressed. Well done, Rooks.
Thank you, sir.
And applause is deserved.
Thank you.
And yeah, man, I'm excited to hear what we conversate about tonight.
Awesome. Thank you, Sean. That was a beautiful introduction. You left a few things out. Growing up, I met Sean at university. I met him at UJ back in 2011, 12, around there. So I've known Sean for quite some time now. I've known him since he was a little pickaninny, as people would say. But Sean was known as SA's richest student back then.
Love it. And I'm here for the narrative.
And I'm so glad to see you grown up into like one of South Africa's most eligible bachelors, I would like to see you on The Bachelor one day. Do you think you'd enter?
Being dribbled. The way I'm being dribbled right now, imagine being dribbled on TV. There is zero respect for me right now in the relationship game, but yeah.
No,
it is what it is.
I think you need to do it. But now, let's also just stop right there, Sean, because now you're taking up too much of that time. We need to introduce our more influential person sitting on the couch over here.
You're going to get me into trouble with this Sean now.
It's okay. You can handle Sean. I know that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I met Mabz through Sean, actually, funny enough, but on the streets as well. And Mabz is an amazing individual. I've been on the streets with him a couple of times at different parties, different events. And without further ado, I'm going to let him take the floor and introduce himself. You can take the floor there, Mabz.
Thank you. Hi, I am Mabz. Wait, Sean, are those shoes Steve Madden? Sean, I'm talking to you.
Hey.
It's New Balance. Oh, okay. I thought I had the same pair. Anyway, like I was sitting here, look at those shoes, and I'm like, I think I just got those shoes last week. But anyway, I am Mabz. Jackknifed SA across all social medias. Thank you, first of all, Chad. I mean, he's called you Shano again. Chad, for having us here. And hi, Sean.
Good evening. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
Lovely. Love the shirt, man. Love the silk.
Thank you. As I said, I am Jackknifed SA. I think if you go through my social medias, it'll give you a pretty good understanding of who I am. I love luxury, I love travel, I love going out. And I think for now, let's leave it there.
Are you sure about that?
1000%.
Yeah, no, I think we should. I think we should. We don't want to let people know too much of like the deep and dark secrets.
I mean, maybe we'll get into it a little bit later. We'll
Of
see.
course we can.
Of
I have
course.
some. I have some.
I know
some
Sean's got
receipts.
all
You
the
will
juice.
not.
Sean's got all
That's
the
what she will not do.
I love having these two.
Of course, man. I can share some images as well.
Oh, damn. Okay, we're getting deep. I like that. Please expose each other. I appreciate that 100%. Reason being is because we've got what we call the Rook book. And the Rook book is just a little touch that we're going to have on this podcast. And pretty much what that is about is each and every guest that sits on this couch with me, they'll be signing on the episode. So episode 1 today, the State of the Streets address. The two of you, Sean and Mabz, obviously will be signing the first page of this book as the very first guest on the show, on the very first episode. And on page 1 of the Rook book, we've got there that, let me show you.
Okay.
So on page 1 of the Rook book, it says, I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So if you are sitting here with me today, we are not withholding, we are sharing the deep and
Luckily, I'm a child of God, so
And everyone will know from my socials on a Sunday,
So-
I'm a Kerk boy.
I know Sean goes to church straight from Onyx. I know it. I've
literally.
seen it.
Tell us your lie.
Tell us
I
the
dare
truth.
you.
Tell us the
You know,
Tell
it's
us
the
real
fact
life.
that I made it to church to repent that's important.
Sure, you're making everybody in
with-
church drunk, Sean.
With
I
Grey
tell you
Goose
this
just
all the time.
seeping out of your pores.
Exactly.
I'm so glad we are each responsible for our own souls.
The congregation just wants to, take communion, but you already made them drunk before we did.
Listen,
Literally.
if I have guest list to heaven and you're like back, do not laugh. And I do not know you. In that long queue to judgment, I will have guest list to the gates of heaven.
One thing's for sure, Sean will always put me on that guest list. He's been doing it since varsity days and he's not going to stop, even if it's for him.
Wait, what am I writing here
So
again?
you're going to just sign the book, just to state that you will be telling the truth, nothing but the truth.
Like literally just my signature.
Just your signature. Well, your
Hectic.
autograph. It's your autograph, remember, because
Hectic.
we're going places here. We're going places.
Ah, look at me.
Hey, thank you, Mabz.
Who wrote this first line here?
Me. If you're not impressed with my handwriting,
I'm
it's
really
okay.
not. I mean, you could have tried a lot.
Okay,
better.
fix it for me there.
No, it's your book.
Yes,
Don't let this one
exactly.
bully you.
Thank you.
Don't you even dare.
Can we bully him? Let's come up on him.
1000%.
Yeah.
Also, his signature is so dramatic. He obviously had to make it the.
Thank you. Should I put my social media handle as well?
Don't worry, it will be on.
Pass
Thank
here.
you.
Jeez, Sean. You almost filled the whole page.
Literally.
Well, I mean, I leave big feet to fall.
Well, please
With
just
your
tell,
size 8.
just tell the truth. That's all I ask. I don't care about like your signature all that much. Well, the autograph.
Oh, wow. I thought I was a guest here. But looks like I'm...
A guest of truth. But if you are a true Christian, you will know that
Well-
you only speak the truth.
Yeah, and you are pretty much a
I think
guest.
it's time for us to get the conversation started. I think that's really important.
I think so too. So, basically the State of the Streets address, it's just something that I want to share with the people. Reason being is because, a lot is happening on the streets these days. I've recently just come back to the streets. I'm back on the market. I'm newly single. Well, I've been single for just over a year now. And I'm telling you, it's actually amazing. But pretty much what I wanna tell everybody is like, what's happening? What's the vibe on the streets? And you guys should know better than me. I mean, I found you guys there. So, let's start by speaking about how festive season was. Like, I mean, December was lit. Can we be honest?
December, I don't know about you guys, but my December was amazing. I was in Cape Town.
Well, I was in Johannesburg. I was living the Johannesburg dream. So.
Oh,
The one of only 3 people left in Johannesburg over December.
Well, that makes two of us.
Well, that makes two of us. Well, it was good.
Oh, that's
We
cute.
two are- Of the three.
There was even something called I got shorned, but we'll not go into that.
we
right
will
now.
we will be going there. There's no way that we won't be going there. We have to. We actually have to. But how was
must.
your festive? You were in Cape Town
I was in Cape Town.
only.
I went to...
Yeah.
Ooh, I was actually quite busy in December. First, I started in KZN, and then I went to Cape Town, and then after Cape Town, went back to KZN just to go and breathe in, breathe out for a couple of days before I come back to Johannesburg.
Is that
But
what we call it?
hey,
Is that what we call it?
the thing is, the people don't understand. You always need a soft landing after like a hectic
I agree.
holiday.
No, I agree.
And the soft landing, it needs another airport. You can't just drive to like Magaliesburg for the weekend. No. You need to be at the airport. But I digress. Cape Town was amazing. Cape Town in December, apart from the fact that everyone is down in Cape Town, but there's a different energy. Events are always on and popping. Everyone is happy and everyone just wants to have a good time. Like, there's no pretense. There's no kind of, oh my God, I must be dressed like this and whatever. Because I mean, a lot of the parties that happened in Cape Town, or all the nice events that I went to in Cape Town, were all basically on the sand. So it's just about like dressing as comfortable as possible. And, you know, Cape Town is amazing over December. And the weather,
No, were you wearing clothes at least?
Hey, pardon me?
Did you have any clothes on at least?
For about 50% of the time, yes. It was hot. But what must happen?
I had a look at your Instagram. I hope you had that nice luminous speedo of yours on. Did you?
The gag is during the day I didn't leave my hotel room.
What?
He was recovering. He was recovering. Please put that in inverted commas. He was recovering.
I think the only time I saw daytime was one, like actively walking around like during the day was once when I landed. And that was only because my hotel room wasn't ready. And then after that, during the day, I was in bed up until about like 4 or 5 when people are like, girl, are you ready? I'm like, girl, I'm on my way.
That's exactly why we needed to have Mabz on this episode. Because, I mean, that's exactly what the streets are.
But I was there to rock.
Yeah, as it should be. As it should be.
This one was busy laughing because he was jealous. Every second minute he was like, I hope you're not having fun. You must come back.
Yeah.
Cape Town is not safe.
Definitely.
No, don't go out tonight. I'm just like, yo,
I was a
literally-
concerned friend.
I
Hoping
know.
that you were okay.
Deep down, his heart was sore. The chest pains were real.
He didn't know what to do with himself.
This guy really wanted to
I
be
will
there.
deny it.
You were short-circuiting.
I'm sure he actually checked flight prices. I'm sure.
He did. He did. He actually did. I think the week before I left,
No, I
the
love
farmer
it.
was eating him up.
But flights were $1,000,000, so I was not willing to
Literally.
make that investment.
I know. Cape Town flights are ridiculous, eh?
It is. It was
Please,
mad.
can somebody compete with SAF Air? I mean, we're dying out here. We're dying.
It was 5,700.
Listen to that.
Imagine.
Listen to that.
5,700.
Did you fly SAF Air?
I don't fly sci-fi.
Oh my goodness.
Fortunately,
It's basically an air taxi. It's an air taxi, a Zola.
it's literally the Uber Go. I can't.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But wait,
So how do
Sean,
you
I
fly?
just
How do you
hey,
fly?
I usually fly Lyft.
I thought you fly private jet because Sean
With
takes
what
an Uber
money?
chopper. He takes an Uber chopper. I hope you know about that.
Uber chopper.
Yeah.
From where?
When he
Story
gets
for another date.
when he gets drunk, he does not just take a normal
So
Uber.
I may have requested it.
He tells us as his friends.
is
to
this part of
request
the I
an
got
Uber
Sean?
copter. That is
No,
exactly it.
Wow.
for context purposes, right? We couldn't get an Uber. So I was thinking of the next best way to get home. So I was like, why not just get us an Uber chopper?
Yes, because people just get Uber choppers in South Africa.
Sean does.
Well, sometimes
apparently.
sometimes you know what you deserve in
But
life,
we
so.
checked his app and there's
Fair.
no such thing. You know, Sean, eh? But your Festive was amazing on my side too. I mean,
Yes, how was your festive?
I can't lie. I had a great time. I went to work. I work. So I work every single day, even during Festive. But in the evenings, I was with you guys a few times and we had a great time. Am I right?
I think we had quite a momentous and joyful festive.
You-
We were rocking a lot. We were drinking a lot. And I think, although we were all in Johannesburg, the one thing we did was we made memories.
We really did.
You know, people were kissing each other, people were holding each other. There was a bit of cheating taking place as well. I mean, what is festive without a bit of infidelity?
Yeah.
So it was...
love
It was really great, you know. And another side of things, you know, it's these last minute plans that just turn into the best time of your life. So that was what Joburg Festive was actually in December from my side. Obviously, we had our key events, you know, the Colored Christmas Caramel Sunday. You know, it was just, my goodness. That was the year-end function that, you know, is unmatched till today. We closed it off nicely with the daydreams, which was really nice. I think Rooka got lost on that night. I can't remember. There was a search party out for him, but as usual, Shano can't find anything. So it was quite a good night. It was a good festive, actually.
No,
I agree.
I agree. I have to agree. I can't lie. Like there were many times I questioned myself, like, is this really me? Is this really what I should be doing? Like I felt bad. I think I felt
Why?
I felt like I needed to go and pray for myself every single day after every single party. Because we went hard. We literally did. Literally.
Okay, well, I don't know what you guys do at Groove that requires you to get home and pray, but all I know is I wake up in the morning feeling fine
No.
in terms of my behavior from the night before. When last did I misbehave?
Yeah, that's true. But the thing
I
is,
don't
you
misbehave.
take the entire day to recover, Mabz.
But
And you take showers and sunglasses, and you tend to just forget the behavior before and act like it never happened.
that's because it doesn't happen. I know you're usually setting me up or something. So I'm a little bit too high for you today.
But can we agree that Caramel was probably the best event that took place over the festive period?
Which one was Caramel?
Caramel Sunday.
You were there.
You were
I
there.
know, but which one was it? We
With
went
your
to.
colored friends, remember?
I know. I
I'm
remember there were
flipping
two of
the
them. There were two of
It was
them.
Daydreams and Caramel. It's the one where
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Shame. So I got a ticket for him, and then unfortunately I gave Brandon and Mabz the same ticket.
Oh, okay, now I know.
So then he was embarrassed by the door, so he was putting up. He was
Oh no,
shouting.
I know you did that on purpose.
Yeah, he definitely did. Sounds like Sean.
Yeah.
But I fetched him halfway. I walked up to fetch him.
After like a 10-minute walk.
Yeah, that
And I'm
was
busy.
it.
And you know what was so embarrassing? Now I'm that person that's like standing at the door, like waiting for someone. Like, oh, I'm just waiting for someone. Oh, hello, hi. I'm at the. Do you know how humiliating that was for me? And now everyone walking past us on some like, ooh, shame you can't get in.
Yeah, and we're talking about jackknifed over here. Everybody knew you.
Humiliated.
I can believe that.
That's why I know he did it on purpose. This one, I don't trust anything that comes out of his mouth.
I may or may have not done that on purpose, but anyway, it's memories now, right? Like I said, we made memories in December.
Yeah. And enemies. But
Enemies?
we have to thank. We have to
Plead the fifth.
We have to give Warren a shout out. I mean, Warren Carolus Caramel Sundays was one for the books. I don't think I've been to a better event in Joburg. I don't know.
It really was amazing. I was also thoroughly impressed from the
It was
stage.
from the setup,
The
the
performances.
the logistics, the setup, the sound. You know, and I think since we're on the topic of Warren, having known him for a decade plus, I started out being in the streets with Warren.
Yeah,
You
cleaning
know,
the streets for Warren.
You know, probably there already.
Yeah.
You know, selling Machick farewell tickets. That's where it started in 2010. And the Warren from 2010 versus the Warren that we have now, the passion is still there. Like
Stronger.
it's stronger. It's better. You know, it's just like the way he's grown and his events has just gone from height, better. Has been great.
No, I agree. I actually had a conversation with Warren before Caramel, and the passion I could hear coming from him, and I'm just pleased that Caramel was amazing. It was one for the books. He really did the things that needed to be done. I have to say that.
And there was just too
Agreed.
much tequila at that bar.
Who wasn't at Caramel? I mean, everybody was there. Everybody who should have been there was there. Am I right?
Oh yeah, no, 1000%.
Oh yes.
I mean, I could clearly tell as soon as I walked over there, I was like, okay. No, this is one of those parties where it's just like Caramel Sundays, everyone needs to be there. Because even the next day, even scrolling through social media and things
Yeah.
like that, people were talking about it. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they even had the game. They broadcasted the World Cup finally. Who would have thought?
I don't watch it.
I
Who won?
don't remember that part of the
Yeah,
evening.
you guys wouldn't. I remember that. But yeah, shout out Warren. Thanks a lot. Caramel was amazing. I hope this year Caramel's even better because we'll be there, will we?
1000%. Imagine.
Oh yes. So you know where to email me for those free tickets, complimentary. You know the story.
No, you're supposed to be supporting your people.
Listen, I was there.
Go buy.
I had a complimentary ticket. I'm one of Warren's boys.
Go buy one.
I bought for other people, genuinely. I had a whole lot of people calling me the morning of Caramel. Hey, can you get me a
Okay,
ticket?
Mr. Popularity.
Yeah, but I'm sure it was the same for Sean.
I plead the fifth.
Mr. Guest List. Yeah, I bought quite a few tickets for people, but yeah, I think I bought about 24 tickets for Caramel. So
Hectic.
I'm responsible for 24 colored people that were irresponsible on that day.
Hectic.
Yeah,
And your
but
table was also a bit full. There
It
was
was
a lot going on.
overcrowded,
there.
yeah.
There
I
was
wasn't
just
even there.
Alcohol and just people. It was just going on there by your table.
I never even sat there. I was on the
know.
move. On the
I
move.
could see your feet was itching.
Yeah, I know. That's how that's how it goes. That's how it goes on the streets. But yeah, no, let's move away from Caramel. I don't want to, divulge too much information, although we're going to be telling the truth. So we can say that was our highlight, obviously, of the festive or the best event. But pretty much in terms of the streets again, let's get back to the topic here in discussion. How are the streets treating us? How are the streets treating you, Mabz? Can you say?
Look, I think obviously the older you get, the more you also start to just realize that you kind of start to pick and choose when and where you want to go out. But if there is something that I can point out, it's the lack nowadays, especially from the males. No one cares about dressing up anymore. I remember when we first started going out, in our early 20s and teens.
Don't give away our age.
Going out, dressing up was part of going out. And now, you get to a club and then someone is just in khakis and tracksuit pants and they've kept it pushing, you know? I think a lot of the luxury in clubbing has definitely gone out. I don't think clubs even care about things like decor anymore. The other thing that I also just find, I mean, I guess they have no choice, but I mean, it's always the same people every single weekend, everywhere you go. And while it is fun, sure, because also it's either that or you're going to be sitting at home doing nothing. There's a huge lack of creativity in terms of events nowadays.
I agree. And you always even get the same DJs, the same,
Exactly.
It's a bit monotonous. But we still keep going back. Why? Why is that the case?
Look, I think it's because we actually don't, like you said, we don't have anything better to do, but also at the same time, I think it's relationships we've built with promoters. So if you know a specific promoter is hosting an event somewhere, you're probably going to go there because you have an expectation, so you know what to kind of expect of the vibe, the crowd that's going to be there necessarily. And Mabz mentioned it to build on the fact that when you get older, you're more specific in terms of where you want to go. And that comes in when you have generational preference, because at the age we are now, we are not the people we were 10 years ago, where we would go to Vaka, FTV, Cocoon, everything straight, all in one night, 3 venues rocking like there's no tomorrow. Where nowadays, one venue is fine and a second venue is unnecessary, and Dichos is a good second place to go, and then you call it a night, So I think from how the streets are treating us now, it's more the point that as you grow older, relationships are a lot more important. So knowing myself, I'm not going to go to an event of maybe a promoter that I don't necessarily know, or I haven't been said to know that his events are actually really lit and he pulls like a specific crowd set that I want to be surrounded by.
Correct.
Whereas when I was younger, anywhere and everything is where I need to be. So I think that's just where we're at right now. And I think also as you grow older, you have a certain expectation how you should be treated when you go into a club.
I agree.
So if you're in VIP, you expect a specific treatment within VIP. You don't want to be standing out here trying to find your waiter every 3 hours in the night. You know what I mean? So your expectation also changes. So certain events do that really well. Certain venues do that really well. And there's certain venues that necessarily don't. But I guess it comes with the relationship you have with the management, the promoters that work there, and ultimately where your friends and your crew feels comfortable with going also. So I think that's how the streets are treating us. And from niche places, I think, for example, let's say Street Bar, it was never a place I used to go to. And as of late, recently, I've been there almost every week.
I've been there with you.
We've been there quite a lot. And that's also because it offers something different for some point.
We've bumped into some fun people there.
I mean, the best, actually, but let's not get into details.
We can get controversial if
How do
you
you
really
block
want to.
this mic so I can laugh, I can laugh with my real voice?
You may. I love that.
But I just honestly feel that when the older you get, your appetite grows to experience a lot more different things.
Yes.
That necessarily makes sense from a niche perspective. Like if you go to opera, it's nice. The vibe is a lot more calm, sensitive. There's a lot more deco inspired in the place. It's not just rocking tables, standing on chairs.
I agree.
That whole situation, that experience. So yeah, I guess it's just your preference at a certain phase of your life that you're in, or your age that Mabz has said.
No, correct. Look, we as friends as well. I mean, we do a bit of fine dining as well. We're not just out there in the streets, but we do enjoy going out. It's something that we do. We enjoy it. I mean, we meet up, we go out, we have a few drinks, we have a good time. We meet new people. I tend to not want to go to places where I'm going to see the same faces over and over again. Although there's been a few places or times when that
You're
is
being
the
very
case.
diplomatic, eh?
He is, isn't he?
Am I lying?
You're not lying, but you very well telling the truth nicely.
Yeah, man. I'm tired of seeing the same
Is that
faces.
show PG-13? How old do you have
No,
to be
you
talking?
may.
Oh, okay.
What do you want to say?
Nothing.
You may say it.
Never. I'm here to support Rook Listen. It can't be the reason for its downfall.
It will not be. Bro. You know what I'm gonna say right now? Please take this to head and to heart. The enemies, the weapons, they will form, but they shall not prosper. They shall not prosper.
Can you guys not get me involved in that? I still have plans for my future. How about you?
Yeah, but they shall not prosper. Rook Listen's I'm gonna take this to new heights. I know that for a fact. I've put a lot into it actually. But yeah, I'm not here to talk about that right now. Back to the streets.
Yes.
As Vin Diesel would say, for the family. For the fam. Sean, I didn't ask you. How are the streets treating you? You didn't tell us. You just told us about your...
I think it's treating me fairly well right now. I've been going out quite a lot. I think that's because it was festive, so November, December, because it's my birthday month, did a bit of traveling, came back, rocked straight into December, celebrated quite a few birthdays as well. So it was festive energy throughout.
Nice.
And now with January coming through, again, birthdays, so, it kind of continued.
Yeah.
And now there's like a bit of a slump, so, time to rest.
No, what do you mean?
It's Feb now, so I mean, now we're just like, keeping it slow.
But we have like Valentine's to look forward to. Well, we don't, but some people do.
Yes, but Valentine's is not a rock unless you are rocking with screenshots.
Surely there's exposing the cheaters. Let's expose the cheaters.
I guess what I'm trying to say is that, there is a time in the year where it's just downtime where you're actually tired.
Yeah.
Where events are happening, yes, things are going on, but from your perspective, you just need to rest. And prepare for, March, April, May, because when winter comes, rocking starts. For some reason, it's always nice to party in the cold.
Sure. I don't know about you, but I prefer to be indoors in the cold. Maybe I'm different.
Some of the best events take place during winter.
I'm a wholesome gent. I'm not built for the streets.
I don't know. When it gets cold, I just go to Europe. So
oh, my word.
I don't need that stress in my life.
Oh, my word. Oh, my word. So, in terms of the streets... when we look at the streets, we've got a few elements that we need to take into consideration. We've got the dating scene, we've got the party scene, which we've already touched on. And then I know there's lifestyle, and I mean, the three of us are pretty much kind of involved in that element over there. We have a day-to-day 9 to 5 type of thing, and then we've got the gym. I mean, we're quite fit guys over here.
Well, I know I am.
Can't really say the same for Sean or what?
I didn't say a single word.
Well, I mean, I do marathons, so I'm confused.
And all up in that CrossFit gym, eh?
Exactly, BTS.
Okay.
Follow them on Insta.
Okay. Oh, no. We're not here to promote them. But it is what it is. So, in terms of that, like, how's the dating scene? Because personally, like, I've, fairly new on the block. And the dating scene, I mean, the dating pool, it's terrible. Terrible. The pond is full of frogs, tadpoles.
I think with the dating pool, what you'll find is it's very much kind of like ancestral, but like not really, because I mean, no. Let me finish. Hear me out.
I'm waiting.
We hang out with the same people. We go to the same places. So who else do I know other than whoever's in the circle? I don't know about you guys, but I'm naturally a creature of habit. Once I like a place, I'll just carry on going to the same place over and over and over again. Like, I'm just one of those people. I don't care to necessarily venture into new things and try to figure out if I'm going to like it or not. But the problems start with the fact that everyone dates amongst each other. Because we don't know anyone else.
Yeah. And we see the same faces everywhere.
Literally.
So pretty much everybody's sleeping with everybody.
It's exactly that. Hence why I've taken my dating
abroad
to the country of Cape Town.
But let's be honest, in December the whole of Joburg was there, so you must have been dating Joburg as well.
No, I was sleeping during the day, as I said.
Sleeping?
Yes.
You what?
I was sleeping during the day.
Okay.
Oh.
I get you. I believe. Alone.
Yes, Sean?
Look, I mean, from a dating perspective, if you're looking for someone that's being dribbled, go to my Instagram. You'll see he's there. His face is there. That's hashtag being dribbled. 24/7, 365 days a week. That boy is being dribbled. So I think from that perspective, look, from a dating scene, and it goes with what Mabz said and what you have also said, that everyone seems to know everyone. So ultimately, if you are looking for something, if you are looking for a meaningful connection, somewhere along the lines, the same key is not going to open new doors. So, you're going to have to start broadening your horizons. And I have a friend that keeps telling me that we need to go to the Baron and to Greenhouse and to different spaces.
Yeah, I know that.
I won't actually say who that friend is.
I know him.
But I have a specific friend that just wants to be out in different spaces to get to know different people. And I'm not necessarily against it. But then it goes back to the good old saying, better the devil you know than the devil you don't.
No, literally. I disagree.
No, literally. No, I felt that.
Yes.
I felt that. Because now, the other thing that's a little bit stressful about, like, dating someone that is not, like, in the scene that, or in the particular area that you're from, is that now they're going to come into your scene, and now you need to start coaching them, like, okay, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that.
Please don't say this. And when my friends say that, please,
there's a lot to navigate.
The socialization of bringing in an outsider into a circle that you are fairly well known.
Especially with you. It's difficult.
With me?
Yeah, you don't want new friends.
Yes, I really don't. I have enough.
Also same.
I really have enough friends. But from a socialization perspective, bringing in an outsider into a really comfortable circle where if I throw a jab at you, you return it. It is normal. It is fine. We used to it. We know. Our banter is understood. So now there's a new person. Now, first of all, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is going on here? Your friends really speak to you like that? What's going?" And then they try to get involved or they try to change who they are to fit into your circle. And I've heard this before that my circle of friends are intimidating, and I'm like, people are scared of y'all.
People keep telling me this.
I don't know, and you're like, "Pop," but but love y'all. But from that perspective, it's just seen like that, and a lot can be said about a lot of other, I guess, cliques of friends. Going into that clique, you don't know what to necessarily expect. So, do you go into new ventures? Do you go into new other sides of the garden, or do you stay with the devil And that's where hopefully you make a meaningful connection, and it's worth the trials and tribulations that comes with bringing in someone new. And also at the age that I am, I don't know about I don't know how old the two of you are, but at the age that I am, that talking stage gets really long and it's boring.
It's so boring.
Can I like your picture on Instagram and we jolling tomorrow? Can we just speed that up? Yeah. Now we have to talk long. Now I need to understand that you don't like Coke, and now I need to understand that
what's your favorite color?
And that you don't like my taste in music, because I won't lie to you, my Spotify playlist is very whack. So, just to now to get to know people versus someone that's in your circle, in your immediate vicinity, that if, for example, tomorrow I play a Rita Ora song, for example, they'll be like, it's just Sean again. Do you know what I mean? Or if I wake you up with August Alsina. So,
please don't ever do that again.
So just from that perspective, your mannerisms and everything, you understand it. But now bringing in an outsider and being in that outsider space as well, now you need to fit into a mold that exists already, which is, it's a catch-22 ultimately at the end of the day.
Look, I get you. I get both of you. But from me personally, I feel like, dabbling in the near circles, the problem is that everyone's been with everyone, like Mabz said earlier. So I'm going to end up with someone who everybody's been with, and that's just not going to work for me. I'm sorry. It's just not going to work for me.
Are you the barren person?
No, I'm not that friend. It's that other friend, but I'm with him. I'm with him.
Okay, I see.
Yeah,
okay.
We need to try new places. We need to broaden our horizon.
At the barren?
No,
wow, that's creative.
Greenhouse was a suggestion. We've been to some nice places recently.
Wild.
But we're more on that wholesome tip now. That dinner in, cooking, frying type of vibe.
Okay.
Wine and dine.
Okay.
Maybe 69. Who knows? But
age for hectic.
Don't steal my sayings.
Look, like Sean has a point. Bringing someone from, let's say, a different circle, they don't understand the dynamic of our circle, for example. So there is a lot that goes into that, but I'd like to believe my friends are quite supportive. They would welcome whoever I bring into the circle with open arms. Look, there's going to be a lot of shade throwing and stuff, and eventually this person will have to just get used to it, I suppose.
I could never do that. My person would need a full day of training. I know my friends would not operate like that, even though they wouldn't say it to my face, but I know as soon as I turn around, girl, let me tell you, that one. They would need a full day of media training.
And I'm sure everyone relates to that, because I think we've all done that before. You meet someone, you meet your friend's new person, and you're just like,
it's tough.
Things are not balancing there. I can't confirm, whether this is a success or if this is just not the one, or this is just for tonight.
Like Sean, I'll be like, Sean, what do you think of this one over here? And Sean will be like, oh no, that one's not nice. That one's dirty. Ooh, that one's... Sean is the worst.
I'm not necessarily the worst. The only sad part is that, for context purposes, I've been in the streets for 10 years.
Or longer.
It could be longer, but
necessarily... No, it definitely is.
I've been in the streets since the days of Vaka, Jimmy, that
Sure, you're giving away your age.
So I've been in the streets for long. I've worked in most of the clubs in Joburg. Yeah. I've met everyone else. And with working in that space and being in the streets so much, you are constantly smiling with everyone and everything.
And sleeping with everyone.
You every day, you're like, away my man, how are you? You don't even know his name. If you see a girl and you don't know what her name is, you call her, hi Angel. From that perspective, you're constantly making friends or acquaintances with everyone that, whether you're hosting their birthday, whether they're just coming in for a table or they're one guest list.
Yeah.
So that is how you start making acquaintances. And when you come to me and you ask me, do I know Betty Blue here? And I'm going to be like, hey, From my personal experience with this person, it's a negative. Or sometimes I'll be like, actually, Rooka, don't mess it up because, you also can mess things up really nicely. So just from that perspective, and I'm going to be honest with my friends ultimately at the end of the day. And it's not because I'm malicious, but if I saw what I saw and I said what I said.
Yes, and I love that about you. That's why I come to you, first of all.
I'll also be very honest. When it comes to that, you are very good with that. Even though I didn't listen to your advice last year, but this year's a new year, but I will give you that much. You're very good with that.
Yeah. And speaking of which, last year, this year, any New Year's resolutions?
Other than travel.
Just travel.
Obviously, I think New Year's resolutions are supposed to be something that's a little bit private, or rather keep to yourself. But definitely, like, travel, and a lot of business moves from my side.
I like that.
And yeah.
What about you, Sean?
So I'm in a position, or I think I'm in a phase of my life now where I need to transition. Something needs to change. And whether it's personal life or in my career, but something needs to change. So ultimately, I'm focusing a lot more on the professional Sean. So shying away from It's Aspeling and actually, focusing on Sean Aspeling. Yes. So
Sean is wearing me out with this corporate voice of his. I can't. Can you just...
So I actually think from a personal perspective as Sean, I need to now grow. I need to change. My mindset needs to change. The way I look at things need to change. And the groove, Sean, somehow slowly needs not be phased out because I'm always going to love to rock.
Yeah.
Nothing beats a good night out standing on a couch and just going in for life.
Or falling over couches. Just
That was once. So I think from my side, it's necessarily just, the growth aspect that one needs to be better. And I'm working towards something to be better and to focus on Sean Aspeling and no longer It's Aspeling.
For sure. I totally agree with you there.
Oh no, it's still jackknifed essay over here. There's no focus.
Yeah, I'm also torn between the two. I have both. I'm Chad LaRue and I'm Rookie Ross. As people know me these days, Rookie Ross, whatever you want to call me. Like I always say, just call me.
Rookie
anytime.
Ross, Rick Ross.
Yeah.
It's only clicking now.
I actually love Rick Ross, just by the way. He's like one of my favorite people in the world.
The other day, Mabz came to me, he's like, I think I am Rooka tried to call me just now. Because he used to call you I am
That was
Rooka.
my handle, yeah. That was my handle before Rick Ross inspired me. And the reason being is like Rick Ross is all about luxury, and so are you guys, but so am I. I like nice things. I mean, who doesn't?
Fair.
Yeah, fair. I mean,
1000%.
I'm not materialistic, but I like nice things.
I don't necessarily like... I mean, okay, we all like nice things, granted. But I like nice experiences.
That too.
Like luxurious experiences. I would on any given day rather sacrifice a pair of shoes for a nice hotel. Yes, even though I'll be in that hotel for like 3-4 days, whatever the case may be, but still, just that experience for me is what matters. I love luxury experiences. I don't necessarily care for material possessions.
Yeah, because remember, those are things that you'll remember forever.
Literally.
You may lose that possession. You may lose that pair of shoes. Or
literally.
You wear it out and then what? So
and Sean always steals my things, so this just makes sense. Don't you dare be laughing within the corner.
Sunglass thief.
So, exactly,
Yeah, I know. Throw the shade, throw it.
Yeah, when he turns into Simon.
Is that his groove name? His alter ego?
Simon.
Wild.
Our producer.
But, like, speaking of which, like, this year, I mean, it's got pretty much a very different feel to it. Like, I mean, last year felt a bit different. This year feels a lot different. I mean, everything feels a bit, okay. Despite our government inadequacy, let's not touch on that. But in terms of like the feeling in the atmosphere, things just feel like positive for me personally. I don't know how it feels for you guys, but 2023 has this nice energy to it. I don't know. What do you guys have that same experience, that same feeling?
No, 1000%. And I felt that when I actually left Cape Town, like so many people when they wanted to leave, when we were all about to leave Cape Town, everyone just wanted to be out of there. Not because like it was bad or anything, but it was just like, it's enough. Let's just move on. Let's just go back home and continue what we need to do. And I feel like that sense of we need to go do what we need to do now. Again, that sense, that feeling got people into just like a very happy mood. People have just been happy, man.
Yeah.
People have been happy in January and February.
Yeah. And January is normally like a very miserable month. People are
Literally.
broke. People are, digging their trenches, trying to bury themselves, recovering from Jan. But this Jan was a bit different. I mean, from December, but this Jan was a lot different. And then, like on Sean's side, I mean, he's like one of the richest men in South Africa.
He
I
is.
mean, guys, please
So-
don't out me now.
He doesn't feel that January burn. Am I right?
Look, let me rather answer your question. I'm not going to even support that statement. If you think about it from a social perspective, we are social beings, right? And the past few years have been quite difficult on us. We, as human beings, and even worse that we're South African, that we love the streets so much, being told that you need to be home a specific time, that you can't drink, or that you can't do this. So, coming out of the pandemic, we are somewhat feeling that sigh of relief that we are now able to do what humans actually do. And if you look at in terms of, and it's a very stupid example to use, but Darwin, you have the hierarchy of needs.
Yeah.
And even though you say we're not touching on the government
Inadequacy.
goodness, my English left me. But anyway, that word. Right, even though that is, for some of the things we need from them as well, because I mean, I'm a good example of that. I haven't had electricity for 6 days. But from that perspective, that is somewhere higher. Whereas from a socialization perspective and actualization of yourself, we are not able to do that again. See each other, laugh, go out, have human interaction, see Mabz on a Sunday, go out, drink, and just laugh. Although sometimes we always end up and then we get drunk. But, just that, the socialization is really important. And I think that's actually the theme and the vibe that you're picking up.
Yeah, we're making up for lost time, I feel, in many ways. In many ways.
But I'm still broke though.
That's Sean's always broke until we go out. And then the guy is balling.
And then you'll just, next thing, he's on a 2-week holiday somewhere.
Yeah, and with new outfits, eh?
New
fits.
And I've seen Sean's bank balance, hey?
Hey, it's smiling, eh?
Wow.
It's smiling.
Sean just deposited a nice.
This is the one that has a Steve Madden bag right next to me.
Oh, please, man.
He just deposited 100K. It's okay. Don't
Can we
hurt
keep
you.
what's next on the topic of agenda? Thank you.
Yeah, man. So 2023 for me personally, it's a year of growth. I feel like this year is gonna be a great year. There's just that energy in the air. I feel like for everybody in my circle, we win together. So I'm going to be moving, and so are my people. I don't want to socialize or associate with people who are going to stay in the same place. And that's why I enjoy associating with you guys. I feel like we're the movers and the shakers.
Felt that.
In my heart.
Literally.
Yeah.
From your lips to God's ears.
Yeah, no. So
To the lotto numbers.
we need to keep it. Yo, dude, if I can win the lotto.
I
Oh.
will eat your money.
You always asking me for money for bread.
Just for big mouth. Like, honestly, it's really not a lot to ask for. So, like, I'm like, Chad, 800. Just, I just want to go to big mouth
800.
weekly. Mabz, is that so much to ask for? I just want 800 rand.
I need to share the story with Mabz. Give him some context while we're on Big Mouth. So we were away at Sun City. Myself, Sean, and our friend that enjoys like trying new places. Sean. And Sean is all about let's call people. So we called this friend of ours. She's all the way out in America. And homeboy over here is like, don't you want to deposit $400? She's like, for what? For what? Oh, okay, for what? She's South African, but she's got a little bit of an accent when she wants to, which is cool. I like that. But anyway, she's like, for what? Sean's like, no, I just want to go to Tang or Big Mouth. She's like, so $400, like, what do they sell there? Sean's like, food, but he doesn't want to, like, he wants to try everything kind of thing.
Yeah.
$400.
But it's really, first of all...
Did she send it yes or no?
Just to give perspective, I'm still working on it. From a perspective, you need to know what you deserve in life. And you need to ask for it straight up hard. I want money for Big Mouth. I'm in the mood for sushi on a Tuesday. Let's do it.
Yeah. Spoil yourself. Life is short, bro.
Exactly. And it's not like I'm begging. All I'm doing is I'm saying, Chad, as your friend, I'd like to go to Big Mouth.
I'll take you, Sean. I'll take you.
And ultimately, the onus lies on you to say no.
Okay, when are we going?
I've been saying let's do 10 as friends, as the group of friends that we are. But yeah, we'll do it. When do you want to go, Mabz?
Okay, I'm away this weekend. Nick,
Where are we off to? Just
going to Cape Town.
Oh,
just a
again.
quick in and out.
Yeah, just a young.
I'm going for. So I'm trying this. I'm being like Shano. I'm trying out new things. So I'm actually going down for the Cape Town Art Festival. So it's gonna be completely different. So like, if you see whatever you see on my Instagram and it looks like I know what I'm talking about art, you better mind your business because I don't know anything. But we'll be there scamming. And I'm just trying something different, trying something new. You know?
No, I love that for you. I love that.
I
for
love
you.
it too.
Yeah. Why aren't you going with
I'm
us?
sure he googled the art festival on his way here because
I
that's not the conversation we had
I'm going to be
yesterday.
standing in front of that art piece, quickly Google, and if I see someone standing next to me, we're like, this piece over here, you know how the pseudo intellects always have a list.
Just make sure you have a glass of wine in there. Eh? How do you even hold it?
I'm very stressed, but I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna have to make it work.
You know what, Mabz? I feel like you can. You can. You totally can.
I will.
You will, yes. Anyone can.
The amount of things that this one has pulled off. But that's not the topic of the day.
Well, we are
What's
in the
next day
streets.
on our agenda, sir?
Anything goes in the streets, anything does. But yeah, like 2023 has had a crazy start. I mean, we're 2 months in. In Jan, we had like a tiger on the loose. I think we had another one on the loose recently.
I know, Jungle
What's
keeps
going on?
losing their tiger.
What's going on?
Like, it's so confusing.
Sean, this is serious, not jungle oats. It's an actual tiger.
But if we,
Do you know
if
how
being
stressed
serious,
I was?
It's the only brand I know that has a tiger on it, so clearly it's theirs.
And that's a fact. And Tiger Brands, where one of our friends works. But I just wanted to say, Mabz, just don't wear this in the streets.
I'm prey right now.
Exactly. The tiger,
Literally prey.
the tiger might just
And
swallow
I'm so
you whole.
small and dainty.
And edible.
That's the thing.
And
Like
edible.
I'm a twig. I'm tiny. I don't know what that tiger would want from me.
Oh, Mabz.
But also, just it's so wild. Like first of all, like what the hell is a tiger even doing here? I'm so sick and tired of these damn Caucasians and bringing their weird things to me. No, really.
I agree.
No,
I agree.
No.
I concur.
I mean, what? Why am I dodging a tiger in South Africa? Why?
Yeah.
Like, does that even make sense to you?
I myself, because the first one was like nearby where I work. I actually had a real concern for myself. Like I felt like, what if tomorrow I go to work and the next day my kids don't have a father?
Literally.
Because of George, who doesn't want to have normal pets like a dog and a cat.
And like, what do you even do with your tiger in your house? Do you just like stare at it? Like what do you do?
What do you feed it?
Probably like chickens.
Chickens.
I don't know. Is there even tiger food in this country? Because they're not supposed to be here. Why are they here?
A lot of things I hear that shouldn't be here.
Fair. Well, that was a very layered
Yeah,
comment.
I would like you
I'm
to
very
elaborate on
scared
that.
to
I
ask
plead
me to
the fifth.
explore.
I'd love you to elaborate on that, please.
No, I'd rather plead the fifth.
Sean.
Okay, he's
Look,
playing
I'd like to walk out here and not have a hit on me or something weird.
That's true. That's true.
too soon.
And that's actually what I wanted to touch on next, like this whole AK thing. Like it's so sad, actually. It happened recently, and it's sad that there's a little girl that's growing up without her father now. But in terms of the streets now, because that's our topic, what are our thoughts? Because this whole thing looked like a hit, and pretty much we saw that there were posts where AK had buddies with him who were posting the location, pictures of the place. I think it was called Wish, if I'm not mistaken. I've never been there. Florida Street, Durban. And, or Florida Road. And it certainly looked like it was a hit. But how do we feel as street goers who more or less post where we are, out and about, Like, do we feel safe? Is it safe to do so now, like going forward? Can we go to Onyx tomorrow night and post, hey, we're at Onyx? There's a lot of evil eyes watching.
I mean, look, I
Okay, you might not have enemies, but is it still safe?
It's a difficult one to answer because one needs to obviously have context, right? And just obviously not commenting on the AKA situation, but using it as, I guess, the way to answer your question is that if, for example, you are hosting a night, for example, or you are promoting a certain event, it makes natural sense for you to tag where you're at.
Of course.
That ultimately just gives your viewers and the page a bit more authenticity. They will then start resharing it. So from a hype perspective, it has its place. As a normal person, right, with non-celebrity status and all of that, posting where I am at that certain time and point, from my side of things, I don't see an issue with it. As Sean, if Sean is out and I post my tag, that is perfectly fine. But I do believe to a certain extent that now, with that taking place, caution needs to be taken into consideration as well. So I guess it's a grey area ultimately to say, and it's something that needs to be covered with preference. So that's ultimately what I believe it needs to be. And also at the same time, your content needs to also make sense. So if you are going to post something tonight, you need to follow through and give your followers the full story. You can't just post a snippet tonight and then tomorrow you don't post anything else. So from that perspective, and Mabz is really good at that in terms of making his stories tell the right story. He even has a song. You'll listen to Mabz's stories where it's the start of the song, the same song on 9 stories, but it goes on. Who has the time? But
Mabz, clearly, when he's recovering the next day, when he's
so
been there all day
ultimately, from
recovering.
that perspective, tagging locations where you are, that necessarily makes sense. But I do believe that from a perspective where you're a figure, you know, and ultimately you do have people that are not fond of you, or you do have enemies, or there are certain issues around your status, then maybe you should be a little bit more careful. But ultimately, if you think about it at the end of the day, is that if a hit is out on you, for example, saying it was one, whether you tag where you are or not, somehow, somewhere, it's probably still most likely going to take place. If we call a spade a spade. So I guess it's a gray area, and it's extremely unfortunate. And I think being someone that has lost a parent as well, it's not easy.
It's not.
Regardless of the age that you are. So yeah, I guess to answer the question at hand, I think it's a gray area.
I would tend to agree, but I think for now it's going to be a little bit of a gray area for quite some time. But it's something that's unavoidable. You know, you can't have an event and not obviously post where it's going to be and what time you're going to be there and so on and whatever. But I do think that many more precautions are going to be taken. I know a lot of influential people and celebrities here in specifically in Johannesburg. They're already rolling around with security regardless. And I think it's just going to be a case of they're going to rock up probably with their own personal security, but then now also promoters and event organizers now also have an obligation to make sure that transportation from wherever to the event place, that security also needs to be covered, and anything that happens outside of, you know, those that time is essentially, it's basically on you. I don't think a lot of hosts and celebrities are going to not take any more bookings, for example, because if there's one thing about South African celebrities, them and their check, they will fight you. So I don't think they're going to be shying away from events. I think definitely though, if anyone goes down to Durban, they will take a lot more precaution, and they're probably going to be charging a lot more to go to Durban.
Private security is also going to be like at an all-time high now. Yeah.
And speaking of like posting when you like in real time, look, it is a little bit of a scary thing, but also at the same time, even if you are a non-influential person or non-celebrity or whatever, you never know who is on your social media. You might have 500 followers, you might have 50,000 followers. There might be that one psychotic person who is just like, the next time I see this person, it's on. Like for me, for example, I can't remember, I posted something on my TikTok and I'll never forget that comment. And I remember it so vividly. Someone commented, I saw you today at Tasha's. You think you're all good sitting there drinking your expensive alcohol. And I was just like, okay, that's a little bit freaky. Because now it's like, here I am, and it was one of my solo days. And, but the scary thing was like someone was there just staring at me. And I had no idea.
Bro.
That was a little bit scary, but I mean, also at the same time, I tell what you must.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, if you want me, you know where I am.
Yeah.
Personally, that's how I feel.
It is at least yours was someone that you don't know. I actually knew the person that sent me a Facebook message, #if I must find you.
I don't know the story.
I would send location. That's just me, but okay, what did you do?
No, I think it was a few years ago at a specific event. Words were said, and, you know, as per usual, my mouth is a bit loose. And then from that perspective, I don't want to give too much detail because then it gets too specific. Certain things happened, and then we're leaving the event, we go to McDonald's and whatever, and I go into my phone and I'm like, oh, Facebook, who's trying to look for me on Facebook? And it literally said, if I must find you.
You're fucking lying.
I swear, I'll show you after this.
Location, bro.
It is what it is. It happens. I'm sure it's happened to everyone, and everyone can relate to. You look, on the streets, you are going to tramp on people's toes.
Yeah.
You are going to say something that someone doesn't like.
You're going to speak to someone's girlfriend.
That's exactly. And you are going to, by accident, bump into someone or forget to greet someone, or for some reason, your hello was not one with love. You know, people are going to interpret what they want to. They are going to react the way they want to do it. And I guess from that perspective, it's a different situation for each. You know, for example, Chad, you a very friendly guy. You, how you brew, lacquer. But I think if the minute Chad gets a bit aggressive, then smacks up for everyone type of a situation. So, you know, you must just be cognizant of each situation to its own. And yeah, it is what it is ultimately. The streets it's a roll of the dice sometimes as well.
100%. And that's a fact. Like if you're on my side, or, you know, I'm going to protect you, I'm going to be there for you. But once you're against me, my man, smacks are going to be given. That's a fact. That's a fact.
You guys are so violent. Oh my God.
I wouldn't call it that. It's just that I have to defend my honor. And, you know, if anyone's trying to, you know, drag me, you're going to see me. You're going to feel me, actually.
Fair.
But yeah, so we may proceed from there. It's unfortunate what happened to AKA, by the way. May his soul rest in peace. You know, condolences to the family. You know, it's a difficult time for any family, you know, but... you know, for me personally, the saddest part of it, like I said earlier, is that there's a little girl that now grows up without a father over something that's probably nothing. So, yeah, but let's not touch too deep on that. We're having a very nice, joyful discussion over here. So yeah, let's go back to the streets. Mabz. I have a question to ask you. So
What?
I'm
so stressed.
like I follow you on TikTok. Obviously, TikTok's new to me. I'm not very familiar with how TikTok works, but I quite like it. TikTok, as me and my friends like to say, because I mean, let's be honest, TikTok is a thing. But I've seen some of your TikToks like over the last couple of months.
Stop. Why are you laughing? You're making me nervous.
And there was one or two in particular, or three maybe. Well, there was one in particular that I loved, but you removed that one. There's a 3 or 4 others. That's my favorite one. I actually have it saved. But there were a couple of others where you spoke about the men in the different, you know, provinces that you travel to. You're a well-traveled individual. So you spoke about the men in Durban. You spoke about the men in Cape Town.
Yeah.
How do they differ?
So, first of all,
Include
I just want to say there isn't much of a difference amongst all of them when you compare them to people in Europe in general. Okay? If there's one thing that is true across the board here in South Africa, is that it is bare minimum. Everything is just a bare minimum. No effort whatsoever, and that's very disappointing. But I would say so first of all, people from Durban or guys from Durban are very forceful. Like they tell you right here, right now what they want from you, you know, and which is somewhat endearing. But can we finesse a little bit? You know what I mean? I mean, like, oh hey, how are you? No. Just like, listen, I like you. So are we going to do this yes or no? Are we fucking yes or no? I'm just like, I'm telling you, I'm not even lying. This one time I was in Durban and I was sitting with my one friend and we were at this like bar situation and I had my vape on the table. And then this guy grabs my vape and then he's like, is this yours? I'm like, yes, it's mine. And he's like, can I have some? And I'm like, okay, literally don't know you. It's a little bit disgusting. But I mean, like, okay, now we're in this situation. And he was kind of cute. I was like, hey, whatever. I was like, yeah, sure. And he's like, wow, why is this nozzle so big? I can see that you like giving head. And I was just like, excuse me, I'm a lady. How dare you? How dare you? And then he was just like, okay, well, come be a lady. They're in the bathroom with me now quickly. And I was like, you know what? Now it's my cue to go home. Sure. So people in Durban are very forceful. Cape Town, I'd say people in Cape Town, they're, as much as they don't like people in Joburg, but like guys from Cape Town, you can sometimes somewhat tell that they're like excited by like whatever happens in Johannesburg. So low-key, high-key, they're cloud chasers.
Yeah, I felt that.
And then here in Joburg, no one likes dating. Everyone, they want to have someone, but not someone at the same time, if that makes any sense.
I get you.
So those are the main differences that Zach can point out.
I like that. I like that a lot.
But yet then you go to Europe. Then you get finessed.
Oh,
And
by
then you
the
get
Italians.
And then you get
the French.
The French. And then you just get finessed and you're just like, is this what life is supposed to be like? But then now your standards are all the way up there, and then you're quickly reminded when you get back to South Africa that you're actually in the gutter.
The dumps. The dumps with no lights.
Yeah.
Yo, Mabz, it was nice to hear about the guys, how they differ in Cape Town, Joburg, Durban, and then obviously Europe. But personally, I feel like, people say all women are the same. The only way to really know is to try all of them. So that's
Hectic.
not that I'm gonna do that, but how would anybody know that all women are the same if you didn't try all of them? So yeah.
Well, I mean, making a normal saying practical, I mean...
I like the fact that Mabz is traveling and experiencing these different people, which is a good thing. It's a good thing.
Oh, wow.
I love that you use
Hectic.
plural.
Look at him with the shade. Okay. Let's go for my glasses.
And then I have to go back to Sean now. Sean, you over so over December, obviously, a new term was born, from your name. I mean, we went out a couple of times, and then one day this new term just came from, from the ashes. We went by getting Sean. We literally went out one night, and things got so lit that we decided that we're actually getting Sean, but we weren't the ones getting lit. It was actually you, Sean.
Look,
So
in my defense, let me start defending myself up front. That is what happens when you have too much tequila. Right? So I thought I was a gladiator. Shots after shots. It was rocking. And also I blame the surroundings. Because wherever I turned, here's a shot, Sean bra, angel. It was just, everything was just happening too much all at once.
And how do you feel about this, that people are now getting shorned? Well, we getting shorned at your expense.
No, well, I feel like you guys are doing, because now you guys are like saying, you're using me as an excuse now on how you look when you lit. So you can't be using, I'm shorned now because you lit and you messy. Where in my defense, it was a natural occurrence due to too much alcohol.
It was supernatural because after Caramel
Not
Sunday,
supernatural.
after Caramel Sundays, I promise you it was supernatural. I carried this guy out.
I've actually also carried Sean out of a club once.
Why are we doing this? This is not about Sean,
Actually
it's about the
come to-
streets.
You've actually been putting us through this Sean era of yours. Come to think of it. When were you carrying him together that day when we were... What's that place? That place there in Ilovo, that one birthday of his.
You guys did. I wasn't there. It was from Creamy.
Yes, upstairs there.
Orthodox.
Yes.
I heard
Was I
about
there?
that. I heard,
Wow.
you left your name
Body.
there. You left your name there, but now we use your name for those.
You were there in body, mind, soul, and spirit. Not so
Guys,
sure.
look, I think from my perspective, it's a memory, right? And yes, you guys bring it up and you guys shade me, but ultimately, at the end of the day, when I go out with the intention to rock.
So,
And unfortunately, sometimes I get rocked.
what do you remember from those memories?
I won't lie to you. There was a certain time in the night where I was with a friend of mine and we were having shots, right? We had tequila. I turned around, bumped into another friend who just ordered shots as well. So I had shots with him also. Away, bro, nice to see you. Welcome back. Kumbaya moments. Then as I turned around now to get the friend I initially came with, right? And then I see Shano there. So I'm like, okay, I need to leave now, from the bar. So as I turn around, here's another friend that I made. And she's like, I bought her shots. So, and for some
to
reason
say
when
no.
I'm lit, I'm a glutton. So then I was just taking tequilas and then sooner than later I couldn't feel my toes. And it was what it was.
He's got some health concerns, but we won't divulge.
But the moral of the story is that I was in a space where I felt like, let's get rocked. And I don't know why it usually happens. And I'm glad it happens in the vicinity where some of my close friends are around me to make sure that I don't embarrass myself. Or
You do.
But
You do.
it's covered, and I have you guys to carry me there to get my Uber.
Your
Look, I'm not
chopper.
gonna lie, I do. Shano is the worst because when we got home, he literally just put me on the bed. There was a funny blanket on me, and I woke up the next morning. I was like, you could at least take the belt off, you know. I can't breathe. Things are not, you know, things are not balancing here. Already my shorts were short, nights already up here like an underpants. You know, it was just stressful waking up from that experience and then still having to hear what actually went down. But
And see, because we take footage. We have the footage and we will show some of that footage when it needs to be released.
I think we should.
I think we should.
Look, like I said, at the end of the day, I go with the intention to rock. And if I get rocked, we can all relate to certain nights where you have too much to drink. And that is the streets, where certain things go overboard.
Fair.
And ultimately, you need to ensure that when those stages happen in life, you have people around you that you can trust, that will keep your phone safe, and will make sure that you have premium prawns and a pizza as well as an Uber chopper.
Sure. Lovely.
Fair.
Those are my minimum demands that night, unfortunately. And I do want to apologize to the people because I know I was holding up traffic as well because I didn't want to get out of the way at Caramel. You know, I do apologize for this behavior, but ultimately it was a night of memories. So,
Apologize to me. You ruined my Air Forces. That's one. You almost got me into a couple of fights because you were just throwing out insults.
thank
You unemployed.
but I actually don't think like that's the conversation here.
Just
I think it
apologize.
is.
Just apologize.
I feel like it
and,
definitely
and
is.
Then
That's
I
what
can
it
put
is.
this to rest and we can
No,
move
but
on.
I don't feel like you need an apology because that's necessarily what comes with friends because I would also carry you.
So what if I ended up in a fight because of you?
But also, you can't be in fights because of me. Like, no one ever wants to fight with me.
Okay, for context, he told us one random...
Why are we announcing this? Is it not cut yet? Producer. Thank you, Chad. But
Okay.
yes, guys, I got extremely drunk. There was a lot of tequila that was consumed, and I needed people to carry me out of Caramel Sunday.
Fair.
people. Thank you guys so much, though. It's been
Thank
amazing
you.
sitting here with you guys, having this conversation. I feel honored that you guys were my first two guests on my podcast, my very own podcast. It really has been awesome. I must say, you guys made me feel super, super comfortable. I enjoyed this time sitting here with you guys, speaking how we normally do in any event. But I look forward to what 2023 has in store for us. May it only be prosperous for all three of us. I wish you guys well this year.
Thank you.
In all endeavors. May you guys just, from strength to strength and height to height.
Thank
you
you.
for having us.
You too. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. And before you go, I've got a little something for the both of you.
Not a whole gift. I love gifts.
Yes. Personalized.
They are even personalized.
Yes.
It's Aspeling,
Oh.
a legend.
One thing about me that I will reveal is that I'm very sentimental. So these kind of things, like, they honestly want to make me cry. Like, I even keep slips from
Like, tore the
everywhere.
box.
Like, I'm just so this is so sweet.
Awesome. And shout out to Great Customs for these gifts. They're awesome. They really are. Thanks for all the help and the assistance. I really have to, thank everybody who's been there, supporting me, helping me, and assisting me with every little thing and every little element for the Rook Listen podcast. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all like, follow, and subscribe. Don't be shy. Don't miss the very next episode of Rook Listen. We'll be releasing that information very soon. Stay tuned for what's to come.